The second preliminary final in the VFL saw Box Hill pitted against Werribee for the right to meet Geelong in the VFL Grand Final of 2013. David Rhys-Jones, the Hawks have been the second best team throughout the year and they proved it against the Tigers.
Yeah, look, we get to have a grand final we wish for, Geelong versus the Box Hill Hawks, and they finished 1-2 on the ladder and both deserved to be in the grand final, but it wasn't without a brave Werribee, especially early. They were going goal for goal. Probably the most amount of goals I've seen leaked by Box Hill in a long time. So they were defensively not so good, but attacking they were terrific.
Although it didn't look that way, because after 13 minutes it was Box Hill 5 goals, Werribee none, and then a remarkable transformation came over the game as they went towards the Williamstown road end. Grimley got a goal which broke up a streak of 6 goals, so it was 6 goals to 1 in the second half of the first quarter for Werribee. And all of a sudden at quarter time looked like the margin could have been anything. It was 4 points.
Yeah, and young bloke Bolton down there kicked 5 goals for the match and was terrific. And we see Ben Ross on the end of one there. But once they were able to split the game open and run through the middle, Werribee, they looked very dangerous. This was a high bomb by young McDonald, and got the right bounce and went through for a goal and kept him in the game at this stage.
And then at the start of the second term, as you said, we got through this goal for goal period. Box Hill got the first one, Werribee replied. Box Hill got the next one, Werribee replied. But perhaps one of the decisive periods of the game was when Box Hill was able to kick 4 unanswered goals between the 16 and 29 minute marks of the second quarter, and it set up a lead of 25, and it really set them up for the victory, you felt.
Yeah, it did. It broke the back of it, and it was a warm day, and the players, they were going at a frenetic speed early in the game, so you could tell that people were going to tire, and the more that Box Hill were able to get in front, the harder it was always going to be for Werribee.
It almost felt like there was a breakaway in a bike race, and someone would break out of the bunch and they would get close to the breakaway, but they could never reel them in, and that was the way it was for Werribee. They got to 13 points 3 times during the third quarter, but they couldn't get any closer than that.
Yeah, no, look, they were valiant in their defeat. They probably had a few blokes who were down on form, and you really can't have that in finals. You need everyone up and going, and that's what Box Hill had. I think they contributors all over the ground and didn't have too many weak links. So that's what carried them forward to a very, very good win.
That man had a terrific second half, Shane Savage. I thought his experience of more than 50 AFL games was really important. He kept a cool head. And what about this for a goal from Retzler from inside the centre square?
Yeah, he knew exactly what he was doing on that occasion. He went back, marked his spot, and he had no problem with the distance. And there's another goal to Savage, who ended up with 5 himself, and a very dangerous player, as we know.
And that made the margin 27 points at three-quarter time. It was nearly enough to be sure. And when they got the first goal of the last quarter through O'Brien, it was pretty much in the book. Look, to Werribee's credit, they did what their coach Scott West said they had to do at three-quarter time. Take some risks. They only managed a couple of goals in the last quarter, and it was party time by the end of the day. They were kicking goals from everywhere in the final term, Box Hill.
Yeah, they certainly were, and Simpkin, who had a terrific day, snagged one there. And look, overall, it was just a terrific team effort by this Box Hill Hawks team, and they're going to take it up to Geelong in the grand final.
Yeah, it's the grand final that we were hoping for, really. They have been the best 2 teams throughout the year. No question about the fact that Geelong will go in as the favourites. There weren't a lot in the total disposals, 326 to 307. But the inside 50s, if you go inside 50 72 times, the rule of thumb is you're going to win a lot more games than you lose, especially when it's 19 more than the opposition. So in the end, it was a comfortable victory. It was probably a little bit flattering on the scoreboard because the sting went out of the game in the final quarter, as they often do in knockout finals. But it was 22-12, 144 for the Box Hill Hawks. Werribee bows out of season 2013, 14-8-92. The final margin 52, and that sets up what should be a ripping grand final in the VFL in 2013 between the Cats and the Hawks.